Hey, everybody, it is Dr. V, your favorite holistic gynecologist. And this is another episode of Just Say Yes with Dr. V. If you've been following me for the last, few years, since 2024, that's when I started the podcast. It used to be Office Visits with Dr. V. So for those of you who don't know me, I am an OBGYN, over 20 years of experience. 2020, I became a board certified lifestyle medicine physician, and that just opened me up to a whole new world of how we need to take care of people. And so, specifically women, I'm still for women, yes, but men, you all can come along too. I have started the OUI, Holistic Well Care Center for women. And holistic care is looking very different than traditional medicine. And even I am having to get used to it. But a lot of things that we need to address and we need to tackle, they start here with mindset. And so today's episode is comfort will cost you everything. Comfort will cost you everything. So I am a physician, but I'm also a Christian. I feel like God has asked me to spread this message for such a time as this. But I respect everyone, and this podcast is for everyone. But I will let you know that I am being sent. I left my because I was asked to carry out this message, because there are some things that are keeping us sick, that are keeping us poor, that are keeping us broke. We can't sleep. We're stressed, unfulfilled, and it's a lie. And so it is actually causing us to have a state of dis-ease like we've never seen before in the history of America. Despite all the money that we spend to get people healthy, people are getting sicker. And so I've been sent to tell you what's going on, and actually to help you, to show you how to turn your life around, because God never created us to be in a state of feeling stuck. We're supposed to have joy and have it abundantly. And that's not what most of us are living. And I'll speak for myself. That's not what I was living. Even though I had done everything that I had planned to do. So if you know me, you know I can be long-winded. So I am setting a timer. I'm setting 20 minutes. I've noticed that the podcast or the YouTube videos that I like to watch are the shorter ones. So we'll get started. I've got 4 segments. First, we're going to talk about the lie of comfort. Number 2, who benefits from your comfort? Because when you stay stuck, most likely somebody is getting a return on that. The cost of comfort and your push to freedom. A little play on my obstetric background, because you got to push babies out. All right, let's set this 20-minute timer. So where do we start? This morning I had a conversation with a friend, with a woman who I can see greatness in her. She's very disciplined about the things she goes after. She has a beautiful heart, but for whatever reason, she is not moving forward. And the reason is because of self-doubt, because of fear, because of anxiety. But God has literally assigned me to her, whether she likes it or not, to keep pushing her. And part of what she needs to do is that she has a heart for community outreach, and she's not operating in that space. The reason being is that she's scared. She wants to be loyal to her job. She wants to have a steady income. All of these things that make sense. But at the same time, to have comfort means that you're giving up something somewhere else. Because can't we all agree that when you're uncomfortable, you are growing? Like something is changing, you're learning something new because you don't want to be uncomfortable. The little kid that touches the heart burner, the pain that comes from being burned on the stove, it is painful, but you learned not to touch the hot stove. So if we're comfortable, we're not growing. And so, the company that she works for, they have lots of perks. And, having been a business owner, retaining your employees is very important, right? So you want to keep people comfortable. You don't want them getting restless or wanting other things because maybe they'll want to leave. And so it's hard to replace people. So if you are in the same job and you're staying there, then yes, it's comfortable. And those are perks. But if you need to be going elsewhere and you need to be moving up and moving out, then those are actually a trap. They're a trap because a lot of us, it's difficult for us to do what's uncomfortable. All right, Dr. V, bring it back to health and wellness. All right, health and wellness. So really, we got to just tell the truth. Your healing, your transformation starts with telling the truth. I've told this story a few times and it baffled me and opened my eyes. We know in medicine that a whole food, plant-based diet, more fiber, less processed foods, less saturated meats, especially the meat that we're being fed today, is all of these things. The whole food plant-based diet eliminates high cholesterol. It actually reduces your risk of colon cancer. It reduces issues with your immune system and autoimmunity. And it's natural weight loss. So we know all of these things. But a few years back, while I was still in my practice, a weight loss clinic came to the office. And they had brought the nutritionist, they brought the surgeon. Who else did they bring? But it was a whole one-stop shop. And so I spoke to the nutritionist because at this point I had watched Forks Over Knives. And I said, well, what do you think? Do you all promote a whole food plant-based diet as a form of weight loss? Now, again, this is a clinic that they prescribe medicine and they provide surgeries. For some of the people who are going to be surgical patients, they have to speak with the nutritionist first because in order to get the surgery, they have to lose weight. So my question was a valid one. And she says, yeah, I know the benefits and it would be great if everybody could do it, but it's just too hard. So, we just encourage that people use lean meat. And I was like, well, so, okay, it is difficult, but do you help people get there? Yeah, in our experience, people started, but they don't keep doing it. They usually fall out of it. And I'm like, huh. So do you help them stay committed to it? I kept going on and on and on. And what I realized is that, and I'm just saying extremes, and I'm not trying to be bombastic, but our whole industry or healthcare is not necessarily about preventing disease these days. It's about treating it. So when you get sick, when you stub a toe, when you got appendicitis, you come to get relief from the sickness, from the disease. But nowhere really are we devoting a ton of money or resources to prevention. And we all agree that if we put more money in prevention, we would see less disease and the cost of care would come down. So why are we not doing that? Giving people a pill to take every day, giving people a surgery, and listen, y'all, this is just a broad statement. It's not Just keep it high level. That's all I'm saying. If we give you a pill, if you do a surgery, that's easier than trying to get you to exercise 5 times a day, get you to go to bed and get 8 hours of sleep. It's also easier than having you start to cook your own food and to learn how to meal prep, or to learn how to garden and grow your own food that you know is free of pesticides. So the system is for your comfort, or what we can say your convenience. Going through a drive-through instead of cooking is convenient. Convenience, comfort is costing us, though. It's costing us. When we talk about our health, y'all know it's costing us. More Americans are obese than are not. Our kids are getting childhood diabetes. Something is going on. So I do think that there's some deception, I believe, because keeping you comfortable or making it easier for you or convenient means that somebody else is usually selling you something. It's usually costing you something for your convenience. And it's earning the person or the company or entity that's providing the convenience. It's giving them money. This is not all about money, though, right? But that's what we understand. Those are the terms in which we understand it. And so all I'm asking is that we consider doing the hard thing. That in order to grow, in order to see the life that we want, in order to have a body that feels good, that's not exhausted and tired, that's not overweight, that's not hypertensive, that's not diabetic, we have to do the hard things. And there is a branch of medicine called lifestyle medicine, and we're starting to hear this message louder. But I think patients are actually figuring this message out and are actually seeking it. Since I've opened my doors, people are coming saying, I do not want medications. I don't want to be on this stuff. I want to get off. I don't want to go that route. And I'll say in its place, instead of pharmaceuticals, I think the supplement industry has increased too. Even though you can get most things from your diet, a supplement is to supplement your diet. And so if you eat well, you don't necessarily have to have supplements unless you have a specific condition. And again, I am a physician, but I'm not your physician. So anything that I am sharing with you, please don't make changes. Go talk to your healthcare provider. So in order to get better, in order to heal, and I'm speaking healing from mental, physical, and spiritual standpoint, we've got to do some changing. And who likes change? I mean, more people usually stay where they are because they don't want to change. I've taken care of women for over 20 years. Y'all know how we do. We put everybody before us, and we, keep ourselves last. But a lot of times it pops up as far as our roles in our homes or our roles at our job. So even though you see that your position, your job, or how you're running your household is literally making you sick, is literally making your blood pressure go up. So there's discomfort in that. But it's a known variable. You know what is happening. You know what happens when you go to work and you punch the clock and you work 9 to 5. You know what check you're getting. If you step out of that, you don't know. So change, I think, is sometimes actually more uncomfortable than discomfort in some cases. And what I am saying is that it is time for us to embrace discomfort, because when we step out of our comfort zone, we are growing. And that applies to how you live your life. That is how you live out your purpose, finding your purpose. That is how you conduct yourself wherever you go. That's how you parent. That's how you love others. And sometimes that is definitely uncomfortable. So, as I said before, who benefits from your comfort? Because again, comfort will cost you everything. So, for I listened to the Exam Room podcast. It's put on by the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. And Chuck Todd is the host, and he calls himself the weight loss champion. And he was, I think he was like 400 pounds. I think he was 400 pounds. But he talked about how he used to spend like $20 on Taco Bell in the drive-thru regularly. I don't want to misspeak, but I think he did it almost daily or every other day. Taco Bell's making a buttload of money off of him. But he was also, believe he had diabetes and hypertension. And Chuck Todd, if you don't, forgive me, I am labeling you with stuff or giving you diagnoses that you don't have. But the person who is 400 pounds, a lot of times does have some chronic health conditions because of the morbid obesity. And so that means more medications. That means more doctor visits. That sometimes means visits to the ER. And so the system, the healthcare system, which I am a part of and am proud to be a part of, work very hard to be a part of, the system, although we don't look at it as a financial entity, or we don't want to, the system does benefit from your sickness. That's the truth. It does. When you are in relationships that don't serve you, and I'm speaking to women, because there are a lot of women who are in relationships that are abusive, either physically or emotionally, or even financially. When your abuser can manipulate you and keep you right where you are, they benefit. They benefit from that. What we have to start saying is that, but we need to have a view that we need to look at our lives from a place of you being in the driver's seat, and how does this benefit me? Anybody around me, anything I do, does it benefit me? Does it make me happier and healthier? Now, when people challenge you, that doesn't make you sick. That can make you better. But when someone's abusive, or when someone wants to keep you in your place and doesn't want to elevate you and doesn't want to pay you more money, that's for their benefit, not for yours. I think in this current climate, as of January 2025, people losing their jobs, and, stuff is, coming down the pipe, and it's making everybody uncomfortable. And I will say, and I didn't come up with this, but I was listening to someone, I think it was on The View, Sarah Haynes, and she said, it was said that tariffs are going to make us uncomfortable for a little bit, right? For a little while. But what her point was is that, usually the people at the bottom who are paying the most taxes are usually the ones who are uncomfortable. But we know that most of the billionaires do not pay this anywhere close to the percentage of taxes that we pay. Warren Buffett famously said that he pays lower taxes percentage-wise than his secretary. So the people who make the least are the people who are supposed to be the ones who bear the discomfort. Discomfort is not spread across, it's not an even playing field. Not everybody's uncomfortable. And usually the people with the power are the ones who are not being uncomfortable because they're in a position so that they don't have to be. And so I think we're in a time now where we're starting to wake up and see, wait a minute, I don't know if things are as I thought they were. And this applies to all aspects of your life. Because if you say that you are a follower of Christ, you believe in the Bible or any other religious text, there's something that is said about there's good and bad, and there are principalities and spiritual forces that don't want to see you well, that don't want to see you thrive, because you have a purpose here. And if you fulfill your purpose, then there's uprising, people win, they get better, they get healthier. And that's not always welcomed. That's not always welcome. So, your growth, and this, can make other people feel uncomfortable. I'm a parent. When your kid is 2 and 3, you can say, do it because I said so. When they're 14, 15, now it's a whole different story. It's like, well, why? And they start asking questions and start, talking back. And, they're within their rights intellectually to question things, but it's not as easy. It's not as easy to quote unquote control or discipline a child the older they get and the more knowledge they get. And so I really want you to use this as a lens through which you see anything that makes you feel uncomfortable, anything that makes you go, start looking at it through this lens. Comfort will cost you everything. It will cost you everything. I have and still am. I'm working, doing the financial peace course with Dave Ramsey. And we in this country carry debt like it's acceptable, it's okay. But debt is actually keeping people poor, keeping people broke. Some people can't have homes. And it actually, it can definitely hold you back. Now, there's good debt. Yeah, okay, your mortgage, etc. But there's a mindset that keeps you paying or using the credit card with the high interest rate that you're not even looking at the bill. And someone is taking money from you because of your lack of knowledge, because debt is okay and debt is not okay. We're supposed to be the lender, not the borrower. But somehow we've gotten comfortable with being the borrower. And so I don't want to be the borrower anymore. And coming out of that is uncomfortable. But I am learning so much. Y'all, I'm going off on a tangent, but thank you, Elise. She's one of my accountability partners, and she told me to get Rocket Money. I did Rocket Money. And I saw all of these subscriptions that I had been paying for that I didn't know. Like, it will tell you recurring payments. One of the payments, and I guess I shouldn't say it because I don't know if I'll get sued or something. I don't know. But it was a stamp company. I canceled before the free trial. They continued to bill me. I canceled again. And they billed me again. So when I called, they're like, yeah, I'm so sorry. You should take that up with your bank. Okay. Pushed a little bit further. Why should my bank have to settle this when you are the ones who are not canceling me and you keep charging me? And finally, he says, oh, well, we can refund you 1 month. At this point, I paid 2 or 3. So how did I not know this? They weren't sending me emails anymore. I didn't know. Knowledge is power. I have totally gone off on a tangent. 20 minutes is up. But I'll just say that there are systems in place, and there are tactics. Sign up for the free trial. Most people don't forget. They forget to delete it or to cancel it. And so before you know it, you've been paying on something for a year and didn't even know it. And who benefits from that? The person you're paying. Who doesn't benefit from it? You. I mean, I would have loved an extra $21.34 to spend on something else. In total, it was $60. Anyway, so we didn't get to the last segment, that comfort is costing you your healing, it's costing you your purpose, it's costing you your health, and it's costing you your peace. So we can speak about these things next time. But I just want to let you know I will be coming on every Thursday live. I will usually do it in the evening. I had a schedule conflict this evening, so I came on this morning. And if you will go to my Instagram or Facebook or OUI WellCare and get on the subscribers list, you will get a email when we are coming out. So we'll keep talking about discomfort. We're going to keep talking about doing the hard thing, because that's where your healing and your transformation is. And I am here to help you with the why. With the how. I know you know the what. So keep following us at Just Say Yes with Dr. V is our YouTube channel. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at We Holistic WellCare. We is OUI, which is the French word for yes. And you can, if you are interested in scheduling an appointment to see if you would be a good fit to work with me and for me to look over your care and your physical health from a holistic perspective, you can go to Instagram or Facebook or the website, ouiwellcare.com, and you can book a free virtual call with me. All right, guys, I will see you next Thursday. And until then, get ready to get out of your comfort zone. I'll see you next time.